morning, Belen. I'm Stephen Calles.
And I'm Brandon Lubian. Welcome to this edition of WBLN for today, March 29th, 2017.
On March 24th, 7th grade students participated in the first annual Poetry Slam competition. The 7th grade English teachers decided to enhance their poetry unit by encouraging students to write original pieces. The students then voted on the poets who would represent their class in the competition, which was held in the Roca Theater. The winners are Manuel Dominguez, Daniel Marsh, and Ian Johnson. Congratulations to all of you.
The candidates for the Student Council Presidency and Vice Presidency will be having a debate today after school at 3:30 in the Roca Theater. The debate will be moderated by the current Vice President, TJ Roselle, and will run for about an hour. Students are encouraged to attend as there will be an opportunity for the audience to ask questions. Actual voting will be Friday. Best of luck to all the candidates.
Congratulations to Diego Nunez on being the first person to not only reach the $750 goal each Belen Youth Mission participant needs to raise, but to surpass it. He is also the first recipient of a 3-day lunch fast pass for reaching the goal. Please support our participants and help them reach their goal by making a donation online at www.belenyouthmission.org.
The chairman ought to recuse himself.
Leading Democrats calling for the embattled chairman of the House Intelligence Committee to step down, arguing that Congressman Devin Nunes, a former member of President Trump's transition team, is too close to the administration to conduct an impartial investigation into the Trump campaign's potential ties to Russia.
We've reached the point after the events of this week where it would be very difficult to maintain the credibility of the investigation if the chairman did not recuse himself.
The uproar coming after Nunes acknowledged Monday that he made a secret visit to the White House grounds to meet an intelligence source in a secure location.
Nobody was sneaking around. All it was just a place where I had to go to be able to review this information.
Nunes denying any wrongdoing and defending his decision to brief President Trump and about the press about incidental collection of the Trump transition team's communications before informing his colleagues, the Intelligence Committee.
I wasn't planning on going to the White House the next day, but after I was able to read what I read, I realized it had nothing to do with Russia, but had everything to do with individuals whose names were included into intelligence reports. I was very concerned, and I thought that the President of the United States should know, and that's why I went and told him.
Devin Nunes has gone rogue.
A growing chorus of Democrats piling on.
Actions taken by the chairman have compromised the investigation.
Calling on the House Speaker, Paul Ryan, to appoint a new chair.
His actions look like those of someone who is interested in protecting the president and his party, and that doesn't work.
Both Speaker Ryan and the White House standing by the chairman.
I think he's been fairly open with the press as far as what he was doing, who he spoke to, and why.
Amid ongoing questions about who granted Nunes access to White House grounds, who led him to secure a room at the Eisenhower Executive Office building, and who accessed the computer to view the files. In the meantime, the House Intelligence Committee has scrapped all planned meetings this week amid the Nunes controversy. The full committee typically meets at least twice a week. It's unclear if those meetings will be rescheduled.
There's a saying, a week is a very long time in politics, but this could scarcely be more apt for the British Prime Minister, Theresa May. In the course of 7 days, here's what the United Kingdom is dealing with. The country's deadliest terrorist attacks since the 2005 bombings, all-party talks of the Northern Ireland aimed at reinstating a functioning power-sharing executive have collapsed, and Scotland's Parliament is expected to vote and to demand another independence referendum. All this plus divorce papers on Wednesday proceeding from the European Union will finally get underway with the triggering of Article 50.
Last Saturday, several Belen students and families participated in a bike ride to abandoned Nike missile base left over from the Cuban Missile Crisis and is in the process of restoration. It once stored nuclear warheads up to 40 kilotons. It was a short ride on paved roads. Now stay tuned for weather and sports right after these messages.
morning, Belen. Right now we're experiencing the same weather pattern that we have all week, where it's just nice in the morning, and as the day progresses, it's just going to get a little bit hotter. But towards the end of the week, we should be experiencing some more rain, so this nice weather should come to a stop. The highs for today is high of 85 and low of 70, with the relative humidity at 62%. The winds coming from the east-southeast at 12 miles per hour. Should be partly cloudy with a 0% chance of rain. For the next 3 days, highs are going to be in the mid-80s, and lows should be in the low 70s. On Saturday, with a high 88, and that's where the rain's coming in. So, like I'm saying, that's where the nice pattern of weather should stop. That's for weather. Now back to you guys at sports.
Thank you, Frank. Well, in football, after 34 years of coaching, Belen, and being credited as Miami-Dade County winningest coach, Coach Richard Stewart has decided to hang up the cleats as head coach. On a statement written by Father Willie, Coach Stewart is set to step down as head coach and will now become Associate Athletic Director of the middle school.
Well, when I think of my legacy, I like to think of how many lives me and my staff were able to touch, how many boys we were able to help grow into men, and all the victories that we've had, not just on the scoreboard, but on the field of life. Also, like to reminisce a little bit about the fact that we did it with our own kids. Today's football, today's high school sports it's all based on transfers. There's very little development on what's in the school. A lot of programs just go off transfers, and very proud of the fact that we've been successful with the kids that are here in the building and developing them. Some guys who were awful as young men grew into very good football players later on, and I'm very proud of that, and we were able to be successful using that model.
Defensive coordinator Eddie Delgado will now take the reins of head coach and will look to continue to defend the Wolverines' 3 straight district championships.
Well, it's definitely a bittersweet feeling. On the one hand, I've been with Coach Stewart for well over 20 years as an assistant here on varsity, and you get accustomed to certain things and being around them all the time, and become very good friends, and all of us are very tight as a coaching staff. So in that sense, it's disappointing and to see an era end. But at the same time, for me, individually, obviously, it's exciting to be given the opportunity, and as an alum, as a former player, as a coach for such a long time, it's a great honor to represent our school and to try and continue to build what Coach Stewart built here at school.
Stewart, who amassed over 220 victories over his tenure, will now focus his time and attention on the middle school athletic program.
Hope to accomplish with the new job, Associate Athletic Director in charge of the middle school. Our middle school program is very successful as it is right now. Win lots of championships, lots of games, lots of matches. But what I want to try and do is give them a face, to be in charge of them, and to something they can come to, and in times of need, in good times, somebody there that's constantly there for the middle school. We have so many sports now in our school. Our school's grown so much that Coach Parkeen, who's done an amazing job developing this program, our athletic program, to what it is today. But he can't be everywhere, and my job is to help him, be everywhere, and help him to accomplish that, and take a lot of load off his back, because he does a lot, and it's a big job. So hope to improve on a very successful, already successful middle school program, and find ways to make it even better.
The varsity baseball team took the field against North Broward Prep Monday night. Our very own Danny Brown dominated from the mound and shut the Eagles for 6 innings, striking out 9 batters. Then Carlos Lara doubled in the 2nd inning, giving the Wolverines a 1-0 lead. Late in the game, a couple of bases-loaded walks gave Belen a 3-0 lead heading into the 7th. Well, things got interesting as the Eagles loaded the bases, scoring on 2 walks. With the game at 3-2 with 1 out, Alec Arizueta on the bump, Eagles placed the ball into right field and looked to be a hit, but oh no, Humberto Torres caught and gunned the runner at home, giving your Wolverines the W. They hit the diamond today against Sunset at Sunset. Game time will be 3:30 p.m. with Alec Torres on the mound. This past Saturday, the crew team competed in the 44th annual Miami International Regatta in Key Biscayne. 13 of our boats took medals home, including gold in the coveted Varsity 8+ race. Our middle school rowers finished their season on a perfect note, placing 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and in the middle school 8+ category. Despite some unusually high winds, our rowers did an outstanding job. This week, the Varsity 8+ leaves to California to compete in the internationally renowned San Diego Crew Classic, looking to defend our lightweight gold title from last year. Well, that's all for sports, guys. Now back to you guys at the desk.
Thank you, Nick. That's all the time we have for today. Be sure to follow us on YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook for all the latest news and pictures. I'm Brandon Lubian.
And I'm Stephen Kayes. And from everyone here, have a wonderful day. Thanks for watching, and stay golden, Wolverines.